Hey everyone, Soundwave 84 here, the Transformers review, and this is going to take a look at the Transformers 2024, which came out in 2023, Collaborative Edition. This is with G.I. Joe, and I love the box art we get here, and we got the same thing on like the Megatron, and I guess the Bumblebee. I didn't get the Bumblebee, but I got the Megatron, and now I have the Soundwave. We got the half Transformer packaging type from the G1, the 1980s, and we got the half the G.I. Joe, hurrah, from the 1980s. So we got here Soundwave and Ravage. Ravage is blue to match the blue here on Soundwave, and for this whole blue and red aesthetic going on with the Dreadnok Thunder Machine. So we got the nice G1 Transformers, and over here we got the G1 G.I. Joe, I guess you can say. Got the nice artwork here with the blast behind it, and down here we have Zorana and Zartan. Now, it's not exactly like it used to be retro. This would be like a cutout, and like the card, like the actual figure be here. It's just a picture of the figure. So this is in the plastic-free moments here from Hasbro before we're getting back a little bit into the plastic. So we're going to take a look at the top part here, and we have sort of the Transformers change going on 1, 2, but there's a lot more steps in 1 and 2 to get this guy into that. But here you can see where Ravage is held by a chain. There was Zartan and Zorana, and then over here we get the old G.I. Joe look. And on this side here we have the G.I. Joe Soundwave Dreadnok Thunder Machine. And yes, there are peg holes and stands for the figures to be on the outside. And of course they can sit on the inside. This side here we get the G.I. Joe. We'll go to the other side, and of course we're going to get the Transformers G1 styling here. I do like how we get also the old school Hasbro logo there. Turn to the back of the packaging, see right here, 33 steps is going to get you all the way around. And this is more Transformer-esque on the back of the packaging. You can see here, lightly hidden here, it's kind of faded. The G1 back of the box artwork. We have the 84 one right here. Then we show some of the things they can do. The opening here can lift up, put your figures inside. Now so it can stand on Soundwave's back. Here we can see the 2024 Collaborative, more than meets the eye, G.I. Joe Transformers. I like how they have the G.I. Joe explosion, the blast for the cards, and the artwork part right there in the X. Zorana, Zartan, Ravage, and of course Soundwave. It also is an official GM. It's licensed by GM because this is a Chevy Corvette that is just heavily modified here. Alright, so inside the box is a box here. Hasbro on this side. Turn it around the other side, and it's going to give you that top secret. Cobra Intelligence reports a Joe transport en route with a formidable escort. Do not underestimate their forces. Terminate the threat like the marauders they are. And on the top part here, we get G.I. Joe 2024 Transformers. Soundwave Dreadnok. This is the box. You open this up, and inside, Soundwave is all strapped in. And so that's where we find all his accessories. Don't forget to look underneath the cardboard, as some of his accessories are, of course, in the tissue paper inside, so you have to get that out. And of course you get your handy dandy instructions on the inside telling you how you gotta do things. And when you get the figure, you'll have to place certain things on him. Shows you putting, oh my god, stop. Putting his knife on his legs, how to place these things that come separate in the box, tab into his lower legs. They also are removable. For transformation, you'll have to remove them. And here are the G.I. Joe figures from inside the box. You get Zartan here, Zartan the enemy. See the figure here because of the extra face, the weapon, backpack, you can store the extra face on. I really don't think he color changes. It doesn't say he does on here. And it has his whole profile card on back. Now here you get some of that artwork right here. So that's Zartan. Over here we got Zorana. Same thing, some artwork. Those are her accessories. Turn the back side again, the file card. And the artwork here. I am not actually going to open these. I'm just going to leave them in package. I like G.I. Joe. I'm sort of trying to reduce what I collect. So G.I. Joe is one of the things I'm reducing what I collect of G.I. Joe. I do like these collaborative sets, so I'm not really going to open these up. I'm just going to hang them on the wall because I like the retro packaging, and it's probably some of the things I'm just going to keep in package. And I believe these are the classic O-ring styles as well. It's not, these are more the classic style, not what was re-released like the 25th anniversary and stuff. And of course here you have your Soundwave figure. I actually put his knife into his hand, his blade, and I got this gun here, which you actually have to put this a little bit together. You put these things in here, and if you spin this, it actually moves the bullet belt through. The ammunition goes through it. So that's that. Also, this little knife here can store on his leg. It's got a little slot. You see on here, there's these tabs. So you just tab that right on in. That, and then you have these. These come separate. His knees don't always there. So there's a peg right here. There's a hole there. And all you do is you take these out of the box and you'll just peg them on like this. Like I said, these will be removable, and you will remove them when you want to put him into his vehicle mode. His knee pads here are probably things I move the most because I picked the figure up. I will constantly unlock them. He's a big old boy. Never meaning no harm. I can't get him fully in camera. And of course, Soundwave comes with his trusty pet Ravage, his cassette tape. You hit the button here, and it doesn't open. I don't know if it's supposed to be spring-loaded or not. I can see like the metal pins that go through the chest for the coming down part. But you hit the button, there it goes, it came down. Usually I gotta kind of slope them down, like gravity help pull this. But there you go. So that's probably the cheapest thing on this figure, I would say. Inside you have your Ravage cassette. He actually comes in the cassette mode in the box as well, so you have to transform into his Jaguar mode. I believe he's a Jaguar. So it is just the Masterpiece cassette, just molded in blue plastics. He comes with this little thing here, so the Cobra must have tamed Ravage. This is his dog collar, or cat collar, and the Jaguar collar, whatever, and they carry him around with that. But Cobra tames no Decepticon. Soundwave would be the one to hold that. So it's a cool looking figure. We'll take a closer look here at your Soundwave legs. These tab in, nice detailing on him. His feet are actually the seats from the vehicle mode. That's nice. Comes to the back. On the side here, storage. It's red plastic. Wheels go right back behind here. This thing here also comes separate. You have to plug. I don't want to say plug this in, and this does kind of prevent you from putting him in certain ways because this will hit, you know, a lot of stuff in the back. He has a slight backpack, but it is nothing like what the Hiss Megatron has. Keep turning the figure around. Oh wait, 360. This also comes separate up here. This goes on the front of the car in the vehicle mode, and this plugs into the top right there. This has a peg hole here, and that's what this gray part's going to peg into, and this right here, so the clip part goes into the big gap here. So plug that in. So that's what it comes with in the box. Separate pieces. You'll have to put a little bit of this together and onto the figure. Nothing too extreme though. But although overall, I like the look of the Soundwave. Got some details. It even keeps the, you know, old G1 cassette look here in the waist, like he actually transforms into a cassette player or a cassette recorder. And then he's got the chest here, the G1S chest. Look at the head sculpt here, nice G1-esque head sculpt, nice red painted eyes, the silver paint there on the mouth plate and on the sides of the head next to the mouth. Mask, face plate, whatever. So that's nice looking Soundwave. You got also the gold paint here on the side and around the Decepticon, the cassette door. Articulation on this figure. You get your shoulders here to the side, your spins here. You get your 360. You get your upper bicep swivels there. You get your elbow bends right here. He's got the gun in that hand, so we'll do this one. So just go 90 degrees. There is no wrist articulation, no wrist swivels there. He has no waist articulation, so that is probably a big bummer there. So you can't be turning sideways. These are individually flapped, which is very nice. So you can get the legs to kick out, and you can hear the ratchets. Now I'm going to go back as far on this side, especially because of this right here. This side you can probably get just a little more distance. Put his arms up, go to the sides. You get a little more than the full split. You see your swivels right here above the knee. So there's no ankle tilts, no to the left or right. You can go front and back a little bit, but it will make them unstable. You really do need to lock them in with this tab here in robot mode to lock his feet in. So there is really no ankle articulation to be had. You can get some, but it makes them really unsteady for standing. And yes, his dual Gatling guns here are blast effect compatible. Like I said, Soundwave's a big old boy, so we'll do some comparisons here. We're going to bring in Hiss Megatron, the other collaborative edition Decepticon G.I. Joe Transformer. Megatron is a little bit taller, maybe a 1/4 of an inch from top of the head to top of head. And you can see the backpack here It's a lot greater on Megatron. It goes way out here, and you have the piece hanging down here. So, but both look really cool. Soundwave with having less kibble around his waist and his back feels a little more quality of a figure, in my opinion, than Megatron. Now, I do have a lot of like the hollow gaps in the arms, maybe. Megatron more so here in the back side, in the back of the legs. Soundwave, he's more solid looking, less hollowness. It's got slightly up here in the legs for the actual way the build mode will go. Otherwise, he's a little more solid than Megatron here. But Megatron has that big backpack and big part of the hiss, so they probably had to reduce some of the plastics somewhere else. Right in Studio Series 86 Leader Class Snarl, you can see Soundwave totally dwarfs this guy a good 2.5 inches higher than Snarl. And next to it, G1 Encore Omega Supreme. Omega Supreme, slightly taller, but of course a lot bulkier, but he also has less articulation than you'll get here on your collaborative Soundwave Dreadnok. And with the height of a G.I. Joe figure, they're pretty much the length of his arm from hand to top of shoulder. Now you get your G.I. Joe figures on the backpack here of Soundwave. You're going to take this part here. I'm just going to bring this out. And underside here, there are these here. That cannon falls off. Bring that down. You see there's these little peg holes here for the feet. I'm not sure the peg holes on this guy are going to be the same as that. So we'll try it though and see if it works. We'll just close that back. Unfortunately, this does not work. You have to use the figures that it comes with, or probably the Baroness that came with Megatron to fit on the peg holes there. Those pegs there, and peg holes, the pegs there are wider and bigger than the little holes here in this Cobra Commander's feet. Alright, so now take a look at the Ravage cassette that comes with this. We're going to transform it, and like I said, it's just like the Masterpiece version. I'm going to do a comparison with the Masterpiece Ravage. So right here on camera, we're going to transform this guy. We got to find his mouth, his face. We take this little piece here. Bring it out. This will actually form the part of his bottom of his jaw. Bring that down. Then we're going to bring the head out of both sides. There's this little peg. We'll peg that together. You line that up. So we take these legs here on this side. We'll bring these out. They actually peg in right here. So let's peg that. Bring it out. Come to the back piece here. We're going to undo his tail. Bring that out. Then take these, and they're going to come to meet to each other like that. Then we're going to take these pieces here, bring his legs out. Like this. Now we're going to take his head. We're going to bring that down right here. This little piece comes lower. We'll take the head part here. It's on this little hinge and bring that down like that. Take these front legs, bring them around like this. And we're going to bring them down like that. We're going to bring these down as well. Now we just got to get the legs right. We'll take these here. We're going to swivel those like this. Feet. That one did that last time too. Bring this around, feet up. So you want this long piece here to be facing the longer piece in front by the head. And this one here did to me when I got him out of the box. It's a mushroom peg. You just have to push it back in, but it's done to me every time I've transformed him. The time I swivel that piece, it pops right out. There you go. You have Ravage transformed here into his alt mode. Here he is next to the Masterpiece Ravage. Like I said, it's the same figure, just different colors of plastic here. Instead of being black, I think he's mostly painted the gray colors on here. He's just pretty much all blue, a little bit of paint of red, a little paint of silver for the back missiles on his back. And a little bit of gray plastic there in the middle. So that is your Ravage. Plus you get his little collar here. Very simple. You just put it right over his head like that. And you'll have whoever back here holding on to it to keep Ravage all tamed up. Walking my Ravage. Alright, here comes the fun part. We are going to transform Soundwave into the Thunder Machine. Let's go. First thing we're going to do is remove his weapons. Take this right out of his hand, put it to the side. I'm going to take this right out of here, put it to the side. Come down here to these pieces on his legs. Pull these out as well. You'll put them to the side. You'll add these back on when he's finally transformed into vehicle mode. So as everything removed, first thing we're going to do is take his head. We're going to just push that in like this. Come to his arms here. We're going to raise these up like this. You're going to take his arms and you're going to straighten them. There's a little tap here. It's going to catch right into that. You just want to fold his hands in. You're going to take this piece here. It just comes around on a little hinge. That. Same on the other side. Now you want to take his shoulder swivel. We're going to bring this around like this. Bring the wheel on the underside. So we're just taking the wheel from the top. We're just going to swivel it around until now it's on the bottom. Then you're going to make him clap above his head. You're going to take both arms and these little hinges here. They're going to come up. And it's on another little hinge here. So it's going to come and fold in like this. Do that on this one as well. Bring that hinge up and over. You can see there's a tab here, slot here, and a tab there, and a slot there in the back. And that's what's going to tab. And of course, there's tabs here in the front. So you can get that hinge to fold all the way in. Now we can tab them together. Like that. We come to the back part here. We're going to raise this up. And then we're going to take these right here, these little blue pieces, and they will come down. And you're going to get down to lock on this. So there's this little tab on the inside and little slots that it's going to lock onto. Right here inside this, you already can see the steering wheel and the dash does have some detailing. The steering wheel does move as well. And also the center console has detailing as well. You're going to take his legs, you're going to bring them out like this, and then you're going to pull them out like this. But you want to keep the legs at an angle. Like that. And pull those out. Now take him here at his thigh swivel, or upper knee swivel. Swivel this to the inside like that. You go up here, and you want to turn this so you get this piece up top like this. And you already see there's a slot, like a slot and a tab here. You can see where things are going to eventually line up here. Over here on this leg, there's this little piece here. You're going to fold that out. You're going to take his seats and feet, untab that from the base there. Bend them at the knee. This little piece here, you want to actually undo it from that part. Yeah, that. And it's going to allow you to bring the legs around like this. And the chairs, the seats themselves have these tabs. And on the inside right here, you can see a little slot. So as you bring this up and over, I would probably recommend doing this leg first, because this has to come up and over onto this. So bring this around, and bring this in. And then we're going to situate that on the inside. Then bring this one over as well. So while you're doing this, you have to line this up, line the seats up, and you gotta line these tabs up down here. It's not as hard as it looks. If it seems like I'm struggling, it's because I'm on camera, and doing this on camera does make it a little bit harder than if you just didn't have a camera in your face. Also, there's tabs on this that you gotta line up with this piece here, like that. Probably the hardest part, lining everything up. And then also his little tabs, like that. There. On the seats, just gotta push those in. So all that's tabbed up. Come to these will now fold down and lock in as well. Pull that one down, lock that in. Now you're going to bring this down. You see these right here? These pegs are gonna go right into these peg holes. So you just got to lower the camera down, bring this down, line them up. Probably put those out to the side. There you go. Get that all lined up. Pieces here, bring these up on the side. That. And now it's time to start adding his accessories back onto the figure. Ooh. That big antenna's in the way. You take this piece here. We're actually going to take this front piece right here, and we're going to spin this around. Blue piece here will spin around, and it comes down, and now it's actually lower than the other piece was. And this right here is going to tab in on the back side. of the vehicle. The peg hole is right here, so we're going to peg this in. This piece here is also going to come up like this. So we're going to peg that in. And these are here on the sides will catch into this right here. That. Peg it in, and then this right here can now be pushed into place. You come down here, you can see where here there's these little tabs. There's like slots on the sides. So we're going to end up pushing that like that. Now we're at the front of the Thunder Machine. We're going to take this here. There's two pegs, two peg holes here. We're going to peg that in. Now we're going to get these back right here. Now what we're going to do with these is we're going to tab and peg these together. This is actually bottom. That's the top. And then now they're going to go in the car. There's these tabs back here, little slots here, and then there's these holes here, and these right here will fit in. So we're going to push it into the front. As you get there, then these can now lock on the back part of the hood of the car. You have now transformed Soundwave into the Dreadnok Thunder Machine. It is a lovely all mode. You don't have to remove the knife to do any of this transformation. Rolls extremely well. This is really low. The clearance is very small, so depending on your flooring, I'll be kind of careful that you don't scuff and scratch this, because there's a chance it come undone, which it has for me. And if you roll it around, for something like a hard floor, hard surface, you might end up scratching and scuffing this all up. So with the G.I. Joe characters, of course, they go right inside here. Alright, so this Co-Commander will not fit. Like I said, I'm not going to open up the other G.I. Joes to actually see if they fit, because I really just want to leave those in package. I mainly got this for Soundwave, and then the fact that it transforms into this. Those G.I. Joe packages, I like the look of them in package, so I want to kind of keep those displayed in packaging on the card. Take a look at some of the detailing. It'd be like if they had like the old classic stickers that you would apply onto your G.I. Joe figures. That's the side back. They got the tail lights painted as well. This side, this top, bottom. You see all the lights here are painted as well, and these do support blast effects, so you have the blast effects coming through this right here. So you put that on. You probably do the skinnier effects because this right here will probably block some of the wider effects. The headlights here are also painted this little sky blue color here on the front, and it rolls extremely well. And one thing I like about this figure here is it's beautifully done. If you look at it sitting on your shelf or sitting somewhere just like this in vehicle mode, you wouldn't really know it's a Transformer, except for the fact that you bought this. But if someone else saw that, they'd say, that's just a G.I. Joe vehicle. It's very well done, looking just like a straight up G.I. Joe vehicle if you just look at the vehicle mode. It's not really until you pick it up and turn to the other side that you'll notice this now becomes a Transformer. As you can see, the entire torso and waistline of what would become Soundwave. Otherwise, this head-on and the side, I mean, it looks like a really good G.I. Joe vehicle, and very weighty too. It's got some good mass to this right here. So I think it's a very well done vehicle for the collab. You got the straight up G.I. Joe looking vehicle mode. In the road mode, you have a good looking, big Soundwave, but you can tell he transforms into something different than a tape recorder based on some of the things that are hanging off of the figure. So I think it's one of the better collabs. It's better than the Hiss Megatron, so I don't have the Bumblebee Striker. Here's a comparison of him next to Megatron in the Hiss mode. It's a little dusty on the shelf here. So we'll see. And the Hiss, I think it did an excellent job as well of getting that to be the Hiss from Megatron. And this is one thing I think is better in vehicle. Both are really good in vehicle mode. Soundwave I think makes a better bot mode than Megatron does. You can kind of tell it's not exactly Hiss when you see some of the Megatron on the alt mode, which you can't tell on the sound. You can see the chest here in the back. But otherwise, very well done here on the Soundwave Dreadnok Thunder Machine. Alright, so final thoughts here on the Decepticon Soundwave Dreadnok Thunder Machine. Like I said, I think it's the best G.I. Joe Transformers collab they've done so far. Out of the two I own. I don't own Bumblebee, but I've heard that one's not as great. I want to get that. I just can't see myself paying that much money for a Bumblebee figure. I'm just not that big on Bumblebee. And I already have the original G.I. Joe, no vehicle for that. I don't really need Bumblebee. But I am a Soundwave fanatic, hence my channel name. I really wanted the Soundwave. Of course, Soundwave comes with 2 figures and a Ravage, and you get the Soundwave Dreadnok Thunder Machine. I do recommend this if you're into a fan of the G.I. Joe and Transformers, or just a fan of Soundwave, or a fan of cool action figures. I think this is the better than Megatron. If you like the Megatron hiss, you're going to like this one right here, in my opinion. Excellent figure. I do recommend this. Even though he is slightly pricey at around $100, I'm sure you can wait a while. He might go on sale like his Megatron and the Bumblebee did as well. They've been on sale a few times. So maybe this guy will go on sale if they get enough of him in and he hangs around. But he is an excellent purchase. So thanks for watching. Until next one. Peace out.